For the last several weeks, Sound of Freedom has been making waves not just at the box office, but also in woke Hollywood, because they just can't believe that an independent movie about the horrors of child trafficking that only cost $14 million to make is doing these types of numbers at the box office. It is now officially over $150 million, outgrossing The Flash, will outgross Mission Impossible domestically, and has a chance to outgross Dial of Destiny. It's an incredible success, but one thing has been clear from the beginning. The mainstream media and all the elites will do anything they can to lie about this movie to try to convince people not to support it. And that's exactly what we saw yesterday. With a headline like this, Sound of Freedom funder Fabian Marta arrested for child kidnapping. And you had tweets like this that were going around. I'm not kidding when I say dozens and dozens of articles and tweets from massive Twitter accounts or X accounts, whatever they're called now, saying this. Fabian Marta, a financier of the anti-child trafficking film Sound of Freedom, has been arrested and is charged with child kidnapping. Now, you see that headline, you think, wow, we talk about Hollywood being hypocrites and how Hollywood's full of these people, and now a financier that's involved in this movie, this is what they're involved in? Well, if you did the slightest bit of digging, you would realize that this is not a financier like a dude who's, putting millions of dollars behind something. This is one of about 7,000 people who probably donated $50 or $100 to a crowdfunding campaign to get this thing out in theaters. That's what we're talking about when we say funder or financier. And now some more details are coming out about this, and all of the woke media outlets that ran with this headline specifically to try to smear Sound of Freedom now look like absolute fucking liars and idiots. Check this out. First of all, this finally did get community noted. Here's Posobiec right here. Readers added context. Marta was not a financier in the traditional way, but was one of 6,678 contributors to the film's crowdfunding campaign. How much money he contributed is unknown. It's true. He could have contributed like $10,000. He could have contributed like $50 to this thing. I don't think we're talking about a massive donation when it comes to this dude, to be quite honest with you. But this story did get big enough that Angel Studios, had to respond to this because of the smear campaign that was out there. And first of all, even if he's just one of 6,600 whatever people that funded this film, and he did get arrested for something, violent, disgusting, that is terrible, he should be punished and he should be locked away. But as some people noted right away, some actual people that have, brain power and processing thought, they said, child kidnapping, that's something that actually happens in some sort of custody dispute case sometime. Maybe it's something like that. It turns out it is all about a custody dispute that he's not even really involved in, and that's why he got arrested. Sound of Freedom's Angel Studios responds to reports of PIC crowdfunders' arrest on child kidnapping. Accused attorney says charges are unfounded. That's what I would expect even people who are guilty to say. That's what attorneys say for their clients. We will get to those details, but let's get to this. There was a lot of noise surrounding the Red State beloved $163 million grossing summer surprise hit Sound of Freedom this morning, with Newsweek reporting that one of the PIC's 6,678 crowdfunders was arrested for child kidnapping. Now, let's be clear. We're talking about one person who contributed to an unidentified amount of money to the $5 million P&A crowdfunding campaign put together by Angel Studios. The person charged, 51-year-old Fabian Marta, is not a financier of the actual production. Deadline confirmed the arrest with the St. Louis Metropolitan Police per case number, blah, 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 blah. Angel Studios has no knowledge of the background of its crowdfunders, just like IBM or any other publicly traded company doesn't have any idea who their minor shareholders are. To put it in perspective, it would be like if I was doing a live stream and somebody super chatted me $20 and was like, hey man, appreciate what you're doing, just want to help out. And I was like, thanks man, I appreciate that. Then that dude goes out and kills his grandmother. That would be the equivalent of what we're talking about here. Somebody who's completely unknown, contributing to a crowdfund thing, whatever. Now, if that person did kill his grandmother, that is evil and disgusting. Not sure how much responsibility I would bear for that, but nonetheless. Neil Harmon, CEO of Angel Studios, said in a statement today, Angel Studios adhered to the requirement of federal and state laws in allowing over 6,000 people to invest an average of about $500 each. What that means is you probably have some people that are donating, $10,000, $20,000 to this thing, and you got other people who are probably donating $20, $50, $100. That's the ranges that we're talking about to get that kind of average. Just as anyone can invest in the stock market, everyone who meets the legal criteria can invest in an Angel Studios project. One of the perks was the ability to be listed in the credits, and this guy was listed in the credits. And the way that the media ran with this was wild. You have tweets or X posts, whatever, that are getting hundreds of thousands of likes by completely misrepresenting what was going on. So now the community noting is starting to happen. They're trying to reverse some of that misinformation that got out, but this is what the mainstream has wanted from the very beginning. There's no doubt. Harmon added in his statement today, "We're grateful to brave law enforcement officials who have already arrested dozens of traffickers in the weeks following Sound of Freedom. Our film speaks to a globally pervasive problem, and it's our hope that perpetuators everywhere will be brought to justice." Now, in regards to the person who is charged, this is what his attorney says. "I don't understand how they're charging him with this. He has nothing to do with kidnapping anyone." And if you had seen this and been like, you know, sometimes in custody disputes, these things can happen. Check this out. Marta is a landlord to a woman who is involved in a custody dispute with her aunt. Marta was allegedly providing living arrangements to said woman and her child, the former who is involved in rehabbing the rental property. Now, certainly, if he knew of some things, maybe there is some, justification to charge him with that. I'm not saying the dude's innocent or anything like that, but this is exactly the case that so many people looked at. This could be a case of custody dispute as opposed to sex trafficking, which a lot of people try to make it out to be. And in the aftermath, you've got all these woke freaks. This piece of shit, this dude who is an absolute weirdo and a freak and has a lot of strange things with young people in his past, he tried to say it couldn't possibly be a custody dispute. That's exactly what it appears to be. Either way, I don't think this is going to slow down Sound of Freedom. The media has been attacking it from the beginning. You're going to have a lot of people repeating these lies about a financier, blah, 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 a dude that donated 20 or 50 bucks to a crowdfunding campaign. That's what we're talking about here, out of almost 7,000 people. If he did evil shit, he should be locked up. That's part of the message of this movie. But the fact that people in Hollywood, that people that are supporting woke evil Hollywood and what goes on there are trying to point and laugh at this as if it's some sort of own, it is laughable, and they have been exposed for their disgusting lies. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.